Hello, and welcome to the Boss Up All Out podcast, your home for organic debate about Detroit Lions news and rumors. It's your man, Curt still. And today's show, we recap and react to the Lions' 2016 loss to Tampa Bay yesterday. Please do us a quick favor, like the video and share it with other Lions fans like yourself. If you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 2,000 subscribers, and we're currently sitting at 1864. So come on, man, hit that subscribe button. You keep coming back. Why don't you go ahead and hit the subscribe button, man? Now it's time to bring in my co-host for today. Man, first up, man, back after the Knob Creek incident, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna bring it up to man, but it's the hardest working fella in Jackson, Michigan, man. He gonna cook your food, he gonna coach your kids, man. My man, the Wolverine, who?
Coach Mike Jones. Hey, man, they be catching up to me, man. After the game, and the coaches meeting after that, and that's too much.
It's all good, man. And y'all know who it is, man. It's your auntie's favorite Lions content creator, and he's got his co-host with him today, Mr. Geronimo. It's my man, LL Cool Choice. What's going on, my dude?
What's happening, everybody? Good Monday morning.
All right, man. If you're new to the channel, this is how our show works. We look at Detroit Lions news, headlines, or takes. If we agree, we say they are bossed up. If we disagree, we say they are bought on. And we give our reasons why we agree or disagree. No hot takes here. It's just natural debates and our true thoughts and opinions about what's going on with our favorite team, the Detroit Lions, man. It was a rough day yesterday. Let's get into the topics of today. Y'all know what we're doing, man. We recapping this Lions loss yesterday. All right, so we're going to talk about how the offense did. You know, saying Coach Young will do that thing. We're going to talk about the defense, and then we're going to give our bossed up, balled out, and balled on. Man, you're going to tell who this is. It ain't going to be no secrets for this show who these players are today. We just going to confirm it at the end of the show because they just kind of just stuck out. I mean, it kind of just is what it is, man. They just showed themselves throughout the game. But of course, we got to break it down first, man. First up is my man, Coach Jones, man, to talk about this offense, man. What you got, Coach Jones?
Yeah, and I'm gonna go a little bit out of order because I got somebody I need to attack first and foremost. So Ben Johnson, bring your ass up to the stage, my brother. Man, as you see, man, he calling 68% pass plays. Come on, man. Like, I know you got a lot of mouths to feed, but that's not your job. Neither is that your worry. Your worry is putting together an offensive game plan that thrives against the opponent's defense, okay? And when they are without Kalijah Kancey, right, Vita Vea goes down, what does that mean? Run the ball, man. Run the damn ball. It was almost sickening. The way how much we threw the ball. We threw the ball 68% of the time. And now that was excluding Jared Goff's 2 scrambles and Jack Fox pass because those were not in the game plan. Like those was kind of like feeling like we just doing some stuff. When you break it down, man, it's like 55 passes to 25 runs. That's not us. That's Matt Stafford, Detroit Lions right there. That's man. So and then that goes right into my next topic, Jared Goff. I don't know what the hell is Lord Jesus. He was throwing the ball short. It was coming up short to a lot of guys, and he was not overthrowing guys. He was just coming up short. He was short-changing them. I don't know why. Maybe he couldn't step all the way into the passes or something like that. But I don't know, man. When you have a guy who is a quarterback who's based off of a dominant run game, and then you call 55 passes to 25 runs, come on, man. Like that's come on, man. So, but his last interception at the 7.5 minute mark when we going in to score. Goff. man, I was just trying to praise you. I was just defending you against LL, trying to assassinate your career, and and here you go, and you having one of them games, man. I'm like, and he was just off all game long. I don't know like what it was. I don't know if it was a pregame warm ups or his routine, or maybe his wife argued with him the night before, or something, man, and kept him up, but. I don't know, man. That didn't sit right with me. It didn't at all, man. I almost wanted to start the Henry Hooker chants in the background. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me being an over emotional fan. And last but not least, the Monron St. Brown injury. Dan Campbell said in his conference that it's not a press conference that it's not long term, although he did not specify whether he would miss time or not, which I'm thinking he will, because anything that will keep a Monron St. Brown out of the last drive of the game is serious. It's serious. So because that's money time. That's clutch time right there. That's the time when you want to be on the field. And if you are not on the field for the final drive, offensive drive of the Lions game, something is definitely wrong. So I'm just hoping that there's nothing too bad. Maybe he misses a game. Maybe he misses two. Maybe he comes back after the bye week. But yeah, man, it didn't look too good, because Monron is one of the toughest SOBs in football, man, and him not being in that last drive concerns me. But man, I don't know what y'all got to say, man. I'm just so frustrated with how the offense performed, man. Who, Ben Johnson? You lucky you don't know me like that.
Hey man, LL, I know that you look at you biting you chopping at the bit to get that golf today, because that's your favorite dude to beat up. So what you got to say about the offense, man, and JG?
I mean, I guess you could say that, but I don't want to do that, because I mean he played bad like he did, and we lost the game like we did. So, yeah, that's a big old piece of the blame pie. Ben Johnson deserves another big old piece. And, Dan Campbell himself said that as well. So maybe he had a little bit of input, especially with that, with that call when we could have got three, the big mix up there. So, it was just a bad game all over offensively. Well, I shouldn't say all over. It's just a bad passing game offensively, and we didn't adjust when we should have had. If y'all was watching the Fox broadcast, the dudes on there, the guys on there kept saying it. Like with Kalijah Kancey already out and then Vita Vea not coming back, why aren't they running the ball? And it's because Jared Goff wanted to show off that beautiful water pistol he got there. So, congrats y'all. We lost this game on the back of y'all's favorite play caller and y'all's favorite quarterback.
It's always somebody else's when it's that's y'all friends. That's y'all favorite play caller. That's y'all people. Yeah, it's all boss up, man. I have to agree, man. Golf struggle. Now, I would say this. I think his timing was off with the skill position play. Like you say, he was like short hopping the ball too. I think there's two factors that kind of like really had to do with the timing, and why he was struggling. And one of the things was the advanced scouting. I think that the teams kind of got they've scouted the Lions really good. The last two teams that we played, they scouted the Lions offense, and they kind of they play them back to back. You look at these two teams, the last games they played last season were versus the Lions. Of course, you had the Bucs playing one more game this year, but last week we had the Rams come in and play their last game was versus the Lions before they play the Lions again. And they did what they needed to do to take away the Goff's top targets. What did Laporta had one or two catches at that, if that?
Two. Yeah, two.
And it was like, and I just think the defense has adjusted to Ben Johnson. The defenses have adjusted, and they need to do what they need to do to like fix that. So Ben Johnson has to go back to the drawing board. Get back in his creative play call. Like he had that one play call when we going toward the end of the game where he got Jahmyr Gibbs, that play that he had when they was down in the fourth down. That was a creative play call. he got to get more creative because the teams are figuring out how to take away St. Brown and take away Laporta. So he's got to be a little more creative and play to the matchups. And it just didn't make any sense why things were the way they were. St. Brown, I think St. Brown. I'm not really worried about St. Brown. The MCDC said it doesn't seem to be anything long term. He moved around most of the game, but I will say this: you can tell that he was in some pain when he re-aggravated the injury. Every time he re-aggravated that injury, son got his stuff, man. If he can play with an oblique like that, I don't know if he misses much time, if any time at all. I just think that he gets a little rehab. Something probably a little aggravating to his what's going on with his leg. So I mean, you could see when they landed on his leg and they tackled him. That's when they aggravated it. Every time they landed on that leg, that left leg, it was like ah. But if he was out there running routes, he was good most of the time. And Ben Johnson, I don't know, man. What like I gotta close it out with him, man, because I gave credit to JG that he was just out there just I don't know what the hell he was doing. And Ben Johnson, his play calling, man, especially with Vita Vea being out, man. You run that ball. The Bucs defense, they play sideline to sideline. A lot of players that they have can play sideline to sideline. So what don't do? You don't attack them on the edges. And that's what they were trying to do. Ben Johnson was all on the edges yesterday, especially in the run game. You don't attack the edges. When you got Vita Vea out and Cansey out, you go at them cats, man. You use that big ass offensive line and you run straight at them cats. And I just don't understand the play calling, man. Ben Johnson, man, you was tripping on that one. You was tripping, and you are my favorite play caller. So I take ownership of him being one of our favorite play callers. But yesterday he was tripping. he was, I don't know what that was, but you was on trip status.
One thing is, as a play caller, you can't worry about feeding everybody. Like you're not their mama. You know what I'm saying? You can't worry about, he didn't get his turn. He didn't get, look, put together a game plan that beats the defense. That's all you got to worry about. And running on the outsides and throwing the ball, like that goes against everything that Tampa Bay was missing and was good at.
Yeah, because you played into their strength when the middle of the defense was hurting. And you went to the edges where they were good. I was like, what are you doing? Like, this just doesn't make any sense, man.
And we live off the dig routes. I swear. Yeah. Jesus.
Like the video and share the video and comment on the video, man. All these things help us get this content to more Detroit Lions fans. Just like yourself, man. We appreciate you, man. Subscribe to the channel. If you keep coming back and you haven't subscribed yet, what you waiting on, man? Go ahead and click that subscribe button, man. And join the family right here at the Boss Up Ball Out Podcast. All right. Switching over to the defensive side of the ball, my man LL, what you got, my dude?
Yeah, wasn't a bad defensive game. We only held them to 20 points. But I just keep it with the stories that I want to talk about. Of course, Hutchinson's big day. By the time I was driving when the game had first started, by the time I had stopped and was able to watch the game on the TV. He had already had 2 sacks, so that was good to see, especially after last week. A lot of people had a lot to say, so hopefully they all shutting up today. The rookies penalties. Terrion Arnold, he had 2 of them called on him last week. He had a 41-yard penalty this week. They got them to the 5-yard line. Some of these calls is ticky-tacky. Maybe they just calling them to help him out down the line. Like maybe these calls is gonna make him the monster that he shall become. But yeah, right now I'm not liking it. It's just some BS calls. I meant to mention that on the offensive side as well. I do like when he plays bad, I will talk bad about Jared Goff, but that first interception wasn't completely on him. Like Curt, you mentioned it, the timing, that was a missed call, a blatant missed call. For whatever reason, it becomes a trend to just not call holding penalties on our defenders anymore. Like when Hutchinson got on one of them plays, it was a big play for them, or it was a penalty. I'm sorry, it was a penalty on us, but on the same play, somebody had Hutchinson like around his neck or something. It was pulling him down to the ground. Long story short, so it's just missed penalties, but I have faith that Terry Arnold will. These is just going to be like learning situations. Like I don't think he's going to be a defensive back that we got to worry about, being handsy or just being penalty laden later on in his career. Like I said, we had him to 200. Well, we had him to 20 points. We had him to 216 total yards. Forced a turnover by that boy B2 Bomber Brian Branch. Had 5 sacks, 4.5 of them by y'all's friend, by all our friend Aiden Hutchinson. But Baker Mayfield's 34 yards rushing was the difference. Like he kind of got loose, kind of like Purdy did us last year when we had everybody else covered up. He was just like, all right, cool. I'm gonna just scoot around a little bit, and he was able to make some plays. It was some stuff going on those as well. Like nobody holding calls not going called and things like that. But they were able to wiggle and weasel around. Well, he was able to wiggle and weasel around and able to run in for a touchdown on that one drive. So, I'm not mad at this defensive performance. I wish that it could have equated in a win. But, shout out to the Lions. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking at this where I'm like, the defense played good, man. I mean, you can look at this defense, man, and I'm like, look at this performance. Hutchinson, to be honest with you, I've been a Lions fan for a very, very long time. I missed a lot of games when I first joined the military because, of course, back in the early 90s, we didn't have all this streaming and stuff like that, and I just couldn't watch the games. But he had one of the best performances of a Lions defensive end for a long time. Like, I put him up there with some of the games that Cliff Averill had earlier on in his Lions career. Like, that was one of those performances. He was relentless and proved why he deserved to wear that captaincy this season on his chest, and why the Lions drafted him number 2, and why Jacksonville should be looking at themselves and like, man, we've screwed that up. I hope that he can keep this pace, man, and I hope he can get to 20 sacks this season, just to be honest. I think he can do that. If he keeps up the pace, not saying he has to do this every game, but if he can get 1 or 2 sacks every game, man, sky's the limit with that one, man. Right. I like the way Terry Arnold is aggressive down the field. And like you said, LL, that PI call was a little BS because those guys were hand fighting. Both of those guys had their hands on each other. But was that the last guy get caught? And I think the last guy got caught on that one. That face mask, however, was blatant because of the injury to his hand. He couldn't wrap around, so he just kind of reached out and just grabbed something, and it had to be the face mask, man. I can't give any excuses for penalties. Like, I get the hands thing, but you have to keep your hands to yourself. So you got to clean that up, Terry Arnold. I mean, keep being aggressive, but you have to get that under control, you young fella. And then here's my thing. The biggest thing I saw yesterday is that when AG and has this team playing zone, we are getting smoked.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions communications in the back end of their defense is not there right now. And you chose these guys. You brought these guys into the Lions to play zone defense. I mean, to play man defense. You got these man cover guys to play man, and you're not playing man. I don't understand what you're doing. I'm like, what are you doing with this? Why are you not playing your man coverage with these man guys? You got Carlton Davis, that's good playing man. What's his name? Amik Robertson. You got Brian Branch, who plays good in man coverage. Terry, all these guys that you brought in to play your style of defense, which is predicated on playing man coverage, and you're not playing it. And teams they see that they're taking advantage of the holes in the zones. That touchdown to Chris Godwin, that dude was wide open. Nobody was on covering that dude. Nobody passed him off because you look at the play. Amik Robinson passed him off to nobody because nobody was behind him.
Right.
Because he took the flat. And I'm like, you lead the linebacker to the flat and you take the wide receiver. I don't know what's like. That's what I because to try to get Malcolm Rodriguez or Jack, I think it was Rodriguez out there. He ain't gonna
Jack Campbell.
Yeah, he ain't gonna. Whoever either one of them guys ain't gonna cover Chris Godwin out there on the sidelines. But I digress, man. But yeah, Coach Jones, man, you a defense guy, man. What you got?
Hutch. Yeah. Wolf a Lion. Man, he had a big day. So salute everybody seen it. I don't really got to say much about that. 4.5 sacks and 1 forced fumble, 1 assisted tackle. That man was he's in the running for defensive player of the year so far, even though it's only 2 games, I know. And then Terry Arnold, he's just physical dude, man. I don't know how you tame that physicalness and then keep him in his game. That's a balance that him and AG gonna have to figure out. Because if you tame him too much, then that's gonna take away from what he's good at. So not that I'm saying that I want him to keep getting penalties, because that last penalty was some ticky tack bull. That pass interference, man. I was like, come on, man, like that don't get called so many times. So now I feel like he got a target on his back. They like
Right.
that he's a physical corner, so if you see him getting too physical, throw that flag. So I'm not cool with that, man. And AG, I don't understand like why he is in the zone so much. It's like you like, we got a man defense. I like man corners, but I'm about to play this on real quick though. I just don't know what I don't understand, man, because we got 4 press man DBs, and they're just not playing it a lot, man. So we got to figure out what really is going on with that, and AG got to figure out what's going on with that, man, and why he's choosing. Because because especially when you got Hutch putting the pressure on, right? That means Hutch is getting there. That means you lock him up in man, you only got to cover the dudes for 2 seconds. 2 seconds and now Baker off his mark. So I don't know what that is, but yeah, hopefully they figure it out, man. So I'm gonna say those are bossed up topics, man. But AG, you and Ben Johnson y'all better figure it out. I know that much. Y'all better figure that shit out.
And shout out to my man Demo with the boss up when he got that touchdown. Man, he was in the end zone bossing up, man. I was like, yeah, Demo with the boss up, man. He doing that blade dance. All right, so it's time to get to. Wait a minute, like the video and share the video and comment on the video. All those things help us with this YouTube algorithm and help us get this content to more Detroit Lions fans like yourself. All right, last up, man. Gotta go with players of the game, of course, man. Is it any you? Like I said, they guys revealed themselves, man. St. Brown did St. Brown things on Sunday, man. Found holes in the Bucs defense and got plenty of yak. 11 receptions on 19 targets for 119 yards is a good day at the offense. Even though the Lions lost on the game on Sunday, man, Aiden Hudson should be the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. I mean, who else? He dominated the game from start to finish, man. What, he had 3 sacks in the first quarter. Like, that's crazy. Like, and whatever Tampa did, they really couldn't stop that dude, man. 2 more sacks in the second half, man, or a sack and a half, excuse me. I mean, he had 4 tackles for loss. He had another 5 quarterback hits. Yeah. This is this is what I expect from him going forward. I know he won't have that many sacks in each game, but the effort and all around production needs to match this game hands down. But I expect this from my man Aiden Hutchinson, man. Like I said, it proves to everyone why he was the absolute pick for number 2 for the Detroit Lions, and why the Jacksonville Jaguars are like, yeah, we messed this up. Yeah, because they messed that up. And they did, man. They crapped the bed on that one. And just my bald on players of the game, Goff just made some, because I praise him when he's doing good. So I got to give him the business when he's doing bad, man. And he made some poor decisions. There's some bad throws. That second interception, he should never threw that ball, man. He should have just took the sack. Just took the sack, man. I don't know why he even let that ball out of his hands. It's short hopping passes, and he lucky he had about 4 interceptions yesterday. They just had some poor decisions yesterday. I don't know what that was, man, but I think that Goff will get it together. Here's my thing. If you look at his career, especially in Detroit, what does he do at the beginning of seasons? Tends to struggle. So I think he'll be all right. But today, I got to give you the business, man. You screwed that up, brother. And then, yeah, Terry Arnold, man. Those two penalties, man. Got to get that under control, young fella. I like the aggression from the young fella. I do, and like you said, Coach Jones, you can't you don't want to temper that because that changes the way he plays the game. But when it adversely affects the team, that's when you got to change it because you can't keep having this stuff, man. Where he having these penalties and it's costing the team, man. You can't do that. And that that one at the face mask that definitely kept that drive going. And is that this? Yeah, that's you can't do that, man. And I think that's the drive that Baker ran for his touchdown, I believe. So yeah, you can't have that, man. Hey, those are that's my bossed up, balled out, and balled on players of the game, man. I don't think. Do you guys have any argument? I think those guys revealed themselves on the field yesterday. I don't think it should be another. I don't think there's nobody else. Yeah, those guys are deserving. So all right,
Ben Johnson, add him on the ball down list.
Yeah, we got him in there. But he ain't a player. That's why I include him. I know. But you're right. He there with an asterisk. he the ball don't coach of the game.
Yeah.
But hey, like the video, share the video. Comment on the video. Let us know what you thought about the Lions' loss yesterday. Now I will temper this. Right, it ain't the end of the world. It's just week 2, right. And there was a lot of teams yesterday who were favored that lost yesterday. Ravens started the season 0-2. Woo! Cowboys got smacked by the Saints yesterday. I mean, that was a 25-point victory. I mean, the Rams got shellacked yesterday by the Cardinals. Yeah. So it ain't the end of the world. It's week 2. And if you think about last year, what did we start? We started 1-1. First week, Chiefs. Second week, Seahawks. So guess what? We'll be all right, man. Like my man Kendrick, who gonna be at the Super Bowl, say we gonna be all right. But it is time to get out of here today, man, for today's show, man. Make sure you do us a quick favor and make sure you follow the crew on your favorite social media platforms, man. I tell you, man, go check out my man Wolverine Lion. He got some great shorts on his YouTube channel, man. He does some good things. He gets some great topics, man. Some great informative short videos, man. So go check him out over there, and all of his other social media platforms as well. Of course, you check me out over there. You know, I post reels and shorts of these shows on my social media platform. So you want to check that out, or you can just hit the shorts tab on this channel, or you definitely can check out my man LL Cool Torrance on his Instagram page, man. He be out there fishing, he be out there grilling, and of course, he be keeping it thirsty on a Thursday, man. But now it's time for party shots for today's show, my man. LL, you up first today.
All right, happy. I don't know why I keep doing that, but happy Monday, y'all. You know, like you said, it's only week 2. I was upset after week 2 last year because I didn't think we should have lost that game. And same today, still feeling the same. I hated Jared Goff after that win or after that loss last year, and I hate him after this loss this year. So, you know, I'm going to say, you know, all the negative things about Jared Goff, but it was more than him. We all know that. But, you know, whatever. Let's see how they respond. I think I said that on one of the shows last week that the thing that I like to watch for this team is how they respond. They respond to positive things. They respond to negative things. So let's see. We got Arizona next week, and Kyler Murray is looking just like the little squirrel that he is, hard to catch. So hopefully we get our ducks in a row by then.
Yeah. All right. What you got, Coach Jones?
Ben Johnson, you calling 55 pass plays, man. AG, you playing a lot of zones. So if y'all don't get this right by week 3, y'all gonna have to take that walk with me. That's all I gotta say.
All right. For me, definitely we'll say it's week 2, man. We got to get together this week because that Cardinals offense put up a lot of points, man. And I had Marvin Harrison Jr. and I showed loving that because he was balling yesterday. So, but thank you for checking us out and starting your week right here on the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, your home for organic debate about Detroit Lions news and rumors. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree, but it's all organic and natural debate about our favorite team, the Detroit Lions, man. No hot takes here, man. You're going to get the rough and raw. Sometimes it's just going to be what it is. But thank you for starting your week with us. If you're having a good day at work, spread that joy. If you're not, don't steal no one else's joy, man. That thing will come back on you. But you got to do your man Curt still a favor. Whatever you're doing in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. Well, man, LL Cool Torrance and Coach Mike Jones. This is Curt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon.